Run away, Simba, and never return.
Remakes are a tricky business. Sometimes they're great, but other times they leave you wishing Hollywood had left the original alone. Today on Collider, we're diving into remakes that totally miss the mark. You know, the kind of films that make you wonder, why even bother? Let's check out a few of the worst offenders. First up, Poltergeist. The original was a supernatural horror classic, but this remake? It relies way too much on cheap CGI. Scenes that were once terrifying and eerie, like the face-peeling moment, now feel hollow and less impactful. Instead of using practical effects, everything feels overly digital and, well, just less scary.
Who are you talking to?
Then there's the Roadhouse remake. The original was a fun, campy action flick, but the new version, generic, cliché, and lacking all the charm. Instead of a clever cat-and-mouse game leading to a tense showdown, the remake gives us a cookie-cutter rescue mission with an explosion for good measure. It tries to be serious, but it loses the quirky energy that made the original a cult favorite.
You just take a big step back and pop me in the face. You can do it.
Total Recall is another example of how not to do a remake. The original had that unique sense of mystery. Was it all in his head or not? But the remake strips away all that ambiguity. It's just a straightforward action flick now, losing all the psychological twists that made the original stand out. Plus, without Mars as a setting, it feels bland compared to the rich, futuristic world of the original.
Your memory was erased. Your mind was implanted with a life you think you've lived.
Moving on to The Mummy. This remake tried to launch a whole cinematic universe, but forgot to tell a good story first. Unlike Brendan Fraser's charming hero in the 90s version, Tom Cruise's character is insufferable. He's selfish, invincible, and impossible to root for. Add in a lack of tension and too much focus on world building, and you've got a dud.
I'm offering you a partnership. You, evil incarnate, me, your good friend Eddie Hyde. Think about it.
Finally, let's talk about The Lion King. While the original had a motion-packed animation, this remake's hyper-realistic visuals took away the heart. For example, Simba's face after Mufasa's death is practically expressionless, draining all the emotional impact of the scene. It's a stunning film visually, but when it comes to feeling, it's as flat as a cartoon desert.
Everything you see exists together in a delicate balance.
What do you think? Are there any remakes you think did the originals justice? Let us know in the comments. See you next time on Collider.